We're going to rock this show.
Push that out
It's
just
6 o'clock on the
bigger
mountain coast, 5 o'clock on the west coast.
Chuck.
It's probably 8 o'clock or something.
You know why?
Over there.
Because I don't have my headphones plugged in. That's why. I'm actually adjusting shit without my headphones plugged in. Can you believe that?
You crazy.
Yeah.
Cry.
Now I can hear me. There we go. All right. So. Yeah. Kennedy. All right. How do we sound? I sound really loud to myself, but that's okay. All right. Oh, hello. All right. Where's my...
I'm playing your theme song.
Oh, thank you. Go, Chuck. Chuck.
It's up to Euge and Euge.
Chuck, that's nice. What is this?
It's the Kennedy jingle from 1960.
Oh,
It's up to Euge, it's up to Euge.
it's up to you. I like that. It's up to
Euge and Euge and Euge and Euge and Euge and Euge.
Do you hear Chuck? Does Chuck sound good to you?
It's royalty free, so we
Yeah, we can play that, right?
that's why we started.
Exactly. We're not going to owe that. Okay, we don't have any money on
theme
that.
song yet, everybody. That was our
Yeah.
theme song. Welcome
If you have
to the Euge
suggestions
Show.
for a theme song, please, let us know.
Let me
'cause we could
introduce
use
you
it.
to Eugene.
Hi. Hey, where's my camera? That's me.
You're right.
That's me right there.
I point to
There,
you.
right there. Hey,
Why don't you point
how
to the
doing?
cameras?
I am pointing at the camera. How you doing? Welcome to Euge, an inside look at chasing a dream. And my partner here, Chuck Roy, and I,
Hi.
we interview and talk to young comics, up and coming comics at here at Ari's Tavern. We do a comedy show here also at Ari's Tavern in Denver, Colorado, on Pecos Boulevard. I'll get the exact address in a minute. But so we like talking to young comics. We always have, and that's what we do.
That's what we do. So Abby, you would be the
welcome
guest
to
of
our-
the show, right?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Abby Alt.
Thank you so much for having me.
Abby, it seems like the studio audience really loves you here at Ari's Tavern.
Hi.
Yeah.
Ari's Tavern is not open tonight, by the way.
Except for ghosts, I guess.
So we had to tell the one customer. We would have had a customer. So there's a
We
good
did. We actually had
consideration.
someone because I forgot to lock the door while we were setting up.
Somebody came
And,
in. So,
welcome.
now we could possibly, maybe we should add a cover charge.
Dude, I hate to ask you this because I know that you're a professional technician and all, but over there is an ice chest thing and
Our friend Mike.
some cups. Oh, yes,
He's
our
working
friend Mike. He said
sound.
working sound. Thank you so much, Mike.
And
By the
Eugene
way,
is embarrassed about asking Mike if he could go get the
get us
water.
some water.
We had asked Eugene
Because I
for it.
forgot. Well, I didn't forget actually. I mean, I was working on getting.
We had a lot of
problems
things
solved.
happen.
Yeah, we had
Happening.
problems. That
So I think we're going to get water. I think we sound
so,
okay.
do you think we sound? All right, I like it. All right.
Throughout the show, if you want to tell us how we sound or how the cameras look, we would really like to
Yeah, give us a
advertise.
text, hit us up on Facebook, on all of that. So, I'm
Could they give
halfway
us a
into that
text,
shot. Where am
Eugene?
I?
What number should they text?
Well, the people that know us can text us.
I really was hoping you would just
I don't have
blot
my
it
phone
and blurt
on
out
me.
your
We don't
number.
have a number.
Okay.
People that know us can text us, right?
Yes.
But there's also, if you're watching at eugeshow.com. So there's also a place on eugeshow.com that you can actually chat
yes.
in with us.
Oh, nice.
So, but we don't have working computer science. So we're working on our phones, but that's okay.
Let's walk through the beautiful camera angles you've set up for tonight's show.
Okay.
We did
So
this.
we have the first.
We don't mind
camera.
your feedback and commentary on this. This is a nice shot.
And I like that.
This
Look
is
at her.
how we
Look
get.
at
Now
y'all.
we should use
Look
this
at
one
us.
for a bit. And
I think
talk
I like
to Abby.
that.
Here
Okay.
comes Mike, who's
Hi,
expertly
guys.
poured water.
Mike.
How does he do that?
Oh,
Is
thank
he
you.
condition?
Don't
Thank
kill
you.
He
yourself.
walked into Ari's Tavern 4 minutes ago. And,
Do you think I could get a refill there? But in mine, that big silver thing is full of ice. And bring an empty cup of ice and we'll fix. Thank you very much. He's a much better engineer than a bartender. But we love
Are you really?
What? What? I didn't mean
I bet
any
you
disrespect
compliment
whatsoever.
him. I bet you compliment him.
I did not.
You're
Abby
like-
Alt,
you're
welcome.
like,
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much
coming.
for having me.
You, I appreciate it. We had a show here Saturday night, the 11th, and it was you, Chris Both, and Diane Prado.
Daniela
Daniela
Prado.
Prado. See, I keep screwing up her name. Every time I try to say her name, I screw up her name. But people are throwing around one of the best shows we've ever had here.
Oh, that's so
great. It was,
great.
and my wife loved you.
Oh, thank
Seriously,
you.
I got home, my wife wouldn't shut up.
It's a good credit.
It was really.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So-
the one thing you want to do with the promoter is
Just
make
getting
sure
good
the
with
spouse
Especially the
And
wife.
doesn't complain. You know, yeah.
She really did.
Thank you. It was a really great show. It was a great crowd. I was so happy to be part of it. So thank you.
Right on. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So-
when someone's at a barbecue and someone else goes, so who's going to be on your show? You do not want to be the name that generates,
Thank you. Gotcha. Just got
you know.
No, not at all. I'm trying to avoid that.
Did you just tip him an iPad?
Holy cow.
It's more than a compliment tip.
You could like throw that into your drinks, but
Oh, I'm
All
good.
right,
Thank
be
you.
careful. All right. All right. So welcome, Abiel.
Thank
And
you.
so tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been in the business?
I've been doing it about 8 months now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very, very new. I'm just starting.
And
Well, that's what we like on this show.
that's the people we like to talk to. And what got you into the business? Tell me about that.
Well, you know, I've always kind of had an interest in stand-up comedy, and I got really sick a couple years ago, and I finally started feeling better. And a friend bought a bar, had an open mic night, and I said, you know, I'm gonna go check it out. My husband said, "Are you gonna do it?" And I said, "No way." And I did 4 shots of Fireball, got up.
Oh, yeah, that'll do
Have
it.
no idea what I said, and Dickie Bill Wagner invited me back the next week.
Wow.
Oh,
And
wow.
I brought 60 people, and
then he invited you back again, right?
Shots of Fireball?
Did a 20-minute set. No, I didn't have to do the Fireball
Oh,
anymore,
good.
and then just kind of it's been progressing since then. I still have a lot to learn though, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Have you
No,
always,
you haven't solved it all?
No, I'm like
In
just
8 months?
barely
Sure, 8
learning
months?
to walk.
Yeah.
Huh.
I have no idea what I'm doing 95% of the time.
We knew that part. Your grandmother, though, very proud of you, right?
Yeah, my family's been really supportive.
Do you think Grandma's watching right now?
I hope so. Hi, Grandma.
Grandma.
Hi, Dad. I know my kids are. Hi, Ian.
really?
I mentioned Grandma out of the goal of the show sometimes, especially when meeting someone brand new, is to get some of the questions that the family may want answered.
I'm sure they do.
You know, but they may not have the courage or experience to ask. So,
Okay.
you know, what made you decide to keep going to open mics?
It became kind of like an addiction. It's an addiction. It's unlike anything I've ever felt in my whole life.
Addiction to what? What are you specifically do you think you're
The
addicted
laugh.
to? Yeah.
I like
All right.
making people laugh. It is. It has nothing to do with anything else other than you start craving it, and it lights a fire inside of you, and you don't want to stop.
Yeah.
And you just wanna keep
I can relate to
going.
that.
that first laugh?
I still get like excited when I talk about that. Like I'm so excited. I love that first laugh.
Yeah.
What did you think you wanted to joke about on Fireball night?
I remember talking kind of about when you buy a 3-year-old a fish aquarium, it becomes the death tank, and how he's the warden of the fish on death row, and how we went to PetSmart and there was a fish Nazi who would not sell me goldfish without a water sample.
Really?
Yeah, it was goldfish. And that's about all I remember. I think I talked about my ex-husband a little bit. I got off and I was like, well, at least I did that. I didn't just talk about it. Now I can say I did it.
Yeah.
And then I went home and I started writing and wanted to do better. And I just kept going.
Explore that part about wanting to do something and then trying it.
Well, I think a lot, like I've always been the funny girl with my friends. I've always been the person who's funny at the bar, funny, you know, at the party, funny with my family. That does not make you a stand-up comedian at all.
No?
Okay.
No.
Why not?
Stand-up
That's
comedy.
a great lesson to learn.
Yeah, stand-up comedy is a lot harder.
We have a good show. We do good things here.
Yeah.
You guys
She's
do.
learning some good things already. Grandma, have you figured this out? She's already
There-
she should write a book, shouldn't she, Grandma?
There's a
No.
technical aspect to
Put
the
it on
business.
the
No,
Yeah,
there really is, and it's figuring out, I think, what makes people laugh and making sure your material matches your audience. And
Right. I saw you adjust on Saturday.
I'm really trying to learn that now, of kind of like I can test it a little bit and say, oh, this isn't going to work, and that's okay with this audience because it worked the night before
Right.
for a different type of audience. But I think it's realizing that people want to laugh. They want to laugh at you.
Mm-hmm.
And
People show up wanting to laugh.
they want to laugh, but it's they don't want to laugh like they do with their friends. They want you to make them laugh. So it's learning. I mean,
What do you think is the difference? Because a lot of people think they can do stand-up.
I would.
And you're fresh at the point where you just went from having wanted to try, and now I'm you're
here.
actively seeking
I'm here.
to do it.
I'm here, and you know, it's the difference is nobody wants you to get up there. I mean, I think for me, what's been so important is writing, and. One of the first things that I did when I started was I picked 10 comedians that I thought were funny. Mm-hmm. And I picked my favorite joke of theirs, mm-hmm. and I wrote it down on an index card. And then on the back, I wrote what I thought made it funny.
Okay.
And kind of broke it down. Mm-hmm. And then started just writing down things that if you went through my joke journal, it's stuff that you might not think is funny at all, but it's a thought. It's something could be funny in there. And so it was just looking at it differently, and although the fish tank is a funny story, it doesn't make me a stand-up comedian.
Sure.
It's you know, finding the punchline in that and the heart of it. What's the funny part of that?
I need to step out of frame for a second.
Where do you keep your joke journal?
I have it at the house. I keep one by the bed because I always wake up in the middle of the night and I have like this great, like, oh, this is a great joke. And then I'll forget to write it down and it never comes out the next day.
And how long have you had the joke journal?
I started actively writing probably
Thank you.
a couple weeks after I started.
Okay.
So, and that was definitely.
Her audio dropped out on me. That may not be the broadcast, by the way, so just keep talking.
No, and then I've actively been writing I've been focusing a lot more on writing every single day for the past few months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to get into. People who at your family barbecue may or may not have a joke journal that they have not revealed. Mm-hmm. It's easier in today's society to come out of the closet as gay than it is to come out of to your family and say, I'm trying to write jokes.
It was definitely, I think at first everybody was like, oh, this is just something she's trying, and
mm-hmm.
And then once I started getting booked for shows, there became like this something came alive inside of me, and
sure.
I really wanted to keep growing, and then it became this I became focused on working on just a 10-minute set. Like that was like my goal, just 10 minutes.
Okay.
And my family actually, they've seen the growth. They don't come to a lot of my shows, but when they do, they they can see that I've changed, and I think that comes with writing. You just really
sure.
grow.
How many jokes do you think will occupy a 10-minute set for you?
Ooh,
How do you break it down? What is a 10 minutes like?
I probably I'm one of those weird people, I actually write out my full set.
Yeah.
So I write the whole thing. Because then I can always go through.
I don't find that weird, by the way.
I write out the whole thing. I don't just write out a joke, I write out the whole thing, because then if I need to add something or change something, mm-hmm. it's all there. I probably have for a 10-minute set, it's probably 2.5, 3 pages of, just a solid, and again, then I know if at the last minute I need to cut something, or I need to, I have stuff that I could add or change.
Yeah.
Because all of this is very...
But that makes sense, because
mm-hmm.
I have a 20-minute set that measures about 6-7 pages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I ask because there might be people who write that way, mm-hmm. who are interested. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the fun things about this show is that there are not a lot of lessons out there in doing stand-up. So every time we talk to a new stand-up, you discover their own rudimentary process to trying to do what is... we all see the end result. You stand in front of a microphone and talk, and laughs result.
Yes.
That's how it breaks down. Other than that, I really.
I mean,
I think everybody's on their own journey to get there, so it's interesting to hear.
It's different. I think everybody has different styles, and I think it's very interesting. I like to talk to, veteran comedians who, I mean, I think they have so much insight into the process, and then in talking with other, especially there's been such a surge of, comedians lately.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see kind of how it all works together. And for me, I practice in the shower. I practice, I'll run through a joke while I'm, blow drying my hair in my head, and it's just, for me, that's how I kind of figure out how I want to work it.
Yeah. The interesting thing about stand-up is, say in my family, a lot of people play an instrument. That stopped with my generation, but on the farm, people played instruments in order to entertain, especially before lights. At candlelight era, when the sun goes down, you still want to stay up till 11 and drink. And there's nothing to do, so people read the Bible because maybe that's the only book they could afford, or they'd play instruments. People could paint and do that as an occupation, explore that artistically, but stand-up you have to share with a group. And it is not like people sit around in their living room and telling stand-up jokes. It doesn't happen. People are funny in their living room in one context, and so I wonder, are you did you ever think you'd be an artist before?
No.
And what did you think of artists before you,
I've always been
started expressing what was the fun? I guess the thing about art when you put it out there publicly is some people hide their joke journal and it stays hidden for a lifetime.
I never wanted that in my life.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you found a lot of joy in.
I find people that are artists. I have this particular saying that I think that people who talk about something that they love are the prettiest because you can see it in them. And for me, I have no I'm just having so much fun doing this. It's so amazing, and I'm so humbled and honored to be given the opportunities and the people that I've met kind of along the way so far. That I'm just kind of going with it, and if this is all it ever is for me, how rad is that? I get to tell my kids, look what I did.
That's a really good attitude.
I fell in love with something, and I did it. I didn't just talk about it. I went out and did it. So for me, it's this is really just about doing something that I love. It never goes further, I don't know what the end result is. I'm just trying to grow and have fun on the journey of it.
Do you think you have a goal? Some people get in this and they're like, I want to be this. I'm kind of a comedian.
I think it's very easy.
Tell jokes on the Tonight Show. When I was a kid, that's people would be like, I'm going to tell jokes on the Tonight Show.
For me, I definitely have personal goals. I find that you have to write goals for this. If not, you become stagnant. And, but a lot of my goals are, I would like to be a solid feature act eventually. I would like to be able to continue.
Explain that to Grandma.
Okay.
What's a feature act?
Well, a feature act is pretty much like your goal is to, and I look at it a little differently.
Did you get all the phlegm? Aces? Awesome. Thank you. You're great, and I appreciate you being here.
For me, a feature.
Do you want credit? On the side, I'll get back to
ahead.
Explaining that to Grandma. But Grandma, we have a sound guy. His name is Mike King. It's a terrific band. It could be our gear if the sound is. I don't want to say his band, and then you could write your band is terrible at sound because of our gear. This is say nice things about the outfit. I think they're fun. They're groovy. So, Grandma, your granddaughter is amateur comedian. Would you identify that word?
I would say I am an amateur beginning comedian.
Okay.
Fresh out of the gate.
I love that you have almost no ego about that because a lot of new comics struggle with the They want to be up all the hurdles real fast.
They come fast.
And I
they
think
come.
I did. You know, I was so cute. You know, I was a young kid and I really had to, I wanted to be a feature act fast.
I went through that. I did in kind of a, when I started getting booked, I was like, this is happening.
What happened? A feature act is middle of the show?
No, what I consider a feature act for me personally is I believe that, and I look at this a little differently, is that the opener's goal is to get the crowd excited, and and then it's to build it up to where your feature, who goes before the headliner, comes in, and then they're amped, they're ready to go, the crowd's ready to laugh for them, and then they build it up, and then the headliner gets to come out and kill it.
Yeah.
That's my goal. It's like this symphony of all working together to the grand finale of like.
Let me double check. And the opener kill it?
The opener can kill it.
Okay, good. Just double checking.
They should, because that's what starts the tone of the show. You know, you want
awful lot of pressure on that opener. To kill it. So you know, I don't want to.
Exciting.
But yeah, the expectation is
I mean, you want to do well every time. At least be consistent.
Yeah, especially as the opener. I think people think you're going to be terrible.
So be consistent.
So
People think you're a throwaway act if you're the opener.
To allow that to happen and slowly disprove them.
That's,
you know, is a fun way to do that as an opener. Like, don't worry, I'll get you folks. So after feature act, what's next? What do you think comes around the corner for you?
I think you have to feature for, I think, here's the thing.
And then the headline, is that?
I don't think that every comedian is meant to be a headliner.
Wow.
There we go. We were offline for a little while.
Were we?
I had to run pay the bill.
Okay. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that every comedian is meant to be a headliner.
Sorry.
Are we now?
We are.
That's what happens when you work with black people.
We're good.
And we're
good.
here.
Let that happen. Sorry.
We are getting fried chicken after.
Yes, we are. You said we were.
This is how rumors are going to get started. Is somebody's just going to click on and hear, and I don't think all comedians are headliners. I wasn't talking badly about you.
Well, no, you're fine with it. It's an art, so
it
therefore
really
you're allowed to have your journey.
Yeah. And
so if you
can't hear anything,
don't think everybody, did we pay the sound bill? If you don't think everybody is down to be a headliner, how does that apply to you? Is that part of your own journey? You don't think you're...
I would love to eventually someday. I don't know. I think that as a headliner, what a lot of people... You have to have a lot of really good material. I mean, it can't be...
Yeah, so, you know, at 8 months, calm down, you'll be fine.
But
it's okay
what
as
I'm
a goal,
saying is
right?
but I don't know when that journey happens.
I could hear Grandma going like, why doesn't she want a headline?
No, but for me, I don't know when that journey happens. I think it just comes with... there's not this like clear-cut goal of like, in X amount of time I plan on.
Well, I could guess when the first time you get to headline is. Will be an open mic. Somebody asks you to headline their amateur show.
I've
actually headline for
and so, you know, Eugene could have you headline his amateur show. And so, even on an amateur show, given a place like Ari's Tavern, where this could be as unromantic, I can make this room as unromantic as possible, except for one guy already stopped here tonight for a beer. People like coming here, and they don't come here for a comedy show. They come to Ari's for a beer.
And the food is really good.
The food and the people, the reliability of who's sitting here. They may not know them, but they go, oh, there's the fat guy with the weird jacket. So we see you. Okay.
Yeah.
And so if you come in as a comedian and start to dump on their reality,
he can hear if somebody cracked over.
You know, but if you come to their big Ari's Tavern,
Chuck, some people pay extra,
amateur comedy night, and you try to rock it as a headliner, I think that's acceptable.
I agree 100%.
How do you think you would do that if you were given a chance to, say, feature and then headline at Ari's? What?
I think there's a difference for me personally, though, in closing out a show and being a headliner.
But you're here. You're the opening act, and
we just got a chat that said that's my mom.
And nobody. Oh, well, hello.
Hello. Okay.
I am so glad I backed off on the curse word. So, you know, if you're here and on a show and then somebody can't show up, now you gotta, sorry, is it, now I'm cutting you out?
Well, thanks for taking over. Appreciate you.
Are you suddenly back?
No, you had to hold the show, and I really appreciate it.
I got that. So Abby and your guest were talking.
I'll get out. I'm out.
Come on in. No, it's time. It's totally. I'm done covering. We were in a fine chat. We've said hello to her daughter. I guess I want to just say, like, what would you do if all of a sudden they, you know, you got to add 10 minutes to your act, and it's got to be tonight.
Well, I think, thank God, I've been writing.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I can't stress enough how important writing is, because I say I have a solid 10 minutes. Like, that is my 10 minutes that I go to. That doesn't mean I don't have additional jokes that just aren't worked out. They're not fine-tuned.
Forgive me if I
So
go over stuff that
do you even need your joke journal near you? If they go,
I don't perform.
I need 5 more minutes.
I don't perform with my journal.
I don't know if y'all went over
there.
this before, but so you have a journal. She writes.
Yeah.
How often do you do your writing?
Let's tell the kids who's here. Kids, star of the show, Eugene, is here. He's getting a call, probably from.
That's from my wife.
Did you text her to
did.
say the show was on?
And we just paid the bill. So let me see.
Why don't you talk to your wife? I'll talk to your guest.
Hello?
We'll be kids. I'm going to go back to talking to mom. We'll get back to Eugene. Eugene's the star of the show.
We're out.
He's also the guy who pays all the bills on the show.
Yes. And, sorry, we're good. She called to say we're up and running.
Nice.
She's very cute, your wife.
I love your wife.
And so, how would you, to bring Maria into it, if you had to wing it for a few more minutes? Well, you know, and you want to leave Maria going, she did great.
I ran into a situation, and it was a show that I did, and it wasn't a very packed show, and the show was over, and a bunch of new people came in, and they were like, hey, do you want to go again? And
Wow. That made me scared.
I was terrified, because I was like, I already did my set.
How could you come up with a more precise answer?
Yeah.
I sat
right on the spot.
You got it.
I sat down, and I went back to just talking about things that were funny, but trying to, in my head as I was talking, trying to turn it into a joke.
I think that those moments are the moments that you grow the most.
I learned the most about myself.
You really have to be yourself. You have to bring the funny.
I was very vulnerable.
Once you get the technique,
it was scary. It was really scary. Yeah. And it was something that I was like, well, I hope that never happens again. But it actually, it built my confidence, and it allowed me to say, wow, there was some really good stuff in there.
Right.
And then I went home, and I
did you tell the audience you've already been on, and you just
I was like,
I
made a joke, and I said it's not every night that I get to come twice, because I'm married.
I like that. Nice.
And then we talked, and it was fun, and it was a really good time. It was definitely not anything that I would have wanted YouTubed or anything, but it was in a raw form. Was, for me, I get concerned sometimes, because I practice and I write and I do these things, that I don't ever want to become the weather girl who is like, it's going to be 73 degrees today with a 33% chance of showers. So that kind of broke that comfort zone for me of having to get inside of myself and say, just do it. Just do what you've been writing. Do what you've been working on. Because I get a little scared sometimes to break out of my comfort zone, which is my own personal weakness, and I have to recognize that and try to figure out how I can say, okay, it's okay to try new things. It's okay to go out there. It's okay to say this doesn't work.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Especially at an open mic. It's definitely okay to go to open mic.
I need to hit more open mics.
And flop.
I definitely need to do more.
We do a game here called Pop a Caption.
Okay.
We do a game here called Pop a Caption.
I like games.
This is
we just I'll check the time. Where we just throw out photos, and then we it's simple. You just pop a caption.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And you're interested, Chuck?
I'm very interested. I'm very surprised.
Are you that I had it ready to go?
No, yeah. I mean, we didn't even go over this at the beginning.
No, this is just we're trying stuff.
This is huge. Oh. There's a yellow cum joke here, but
yeah, you can't do a yellow. You can't do a yellow cum. That's gotta hurt though.
Oh.
Ouch.
I was gonna go with PETA.
I didn't call you a bitch.
I used to eat. We French Canadians eat yellow pea soup.
Ah.
He wanted to get his wife pregnant, and he was like, "How do you like your eggs?" And she was like, "Hard boiled."
Oh man.
That's a big ass paintball.
It is.
Are you sure you want your hair done like this?
Wow.
Are we? All right. Skipped one. All right,
Parenting, nailing it.
I love that.
Oh my God.
That's like, yeah, nailing it.
In 3 more seconds, the priest says, "Put that up my butt."
This is what I'm using my stepmom. Oh, let me.
All right. Caller 3, are you there?
Hello?
Now,
Can't hear anything?
his kid or hers?
Okay, cool.
It's a step, right?
You can't hear either? She said she can't hear. I don't know why they can't hear you.
Well,
I got no idea why they can't hear. Let me keep talking.
Folks, we're going to keep talking. Some of you are having audio problems.
We're going to stop the stream. We're going to turn up the volume.
Okay.
We're going to turn the stream back on and see if we can push out more audio.
I still want to guess. I know who's the biggest bitch in this family, right? She just looks pissed.
Smell my finger.
3 seconds into her marriage, and it's already not going according to her plan.
Not going good.
No.
Not going good. All right.
Who submits these pictures? Oh.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was cute.
The new Pope rules.
I can't
love
even
the
say
new Pope.
anything
The
bad
new
about
Pope
him.
I love the new Pope.
No.
Yeah, we should be pushing out, Voss.
Let's try to make fun of the guy in the far background. I'm not interested in the new Pope.
Yeah.
What a dickbag.
Look at the boobs on this girl.
Sorry. I shouldn't say that. The kids are...
No, he's Catholic. He doesn't like
Yeah, the Pope.
girls.
See, the Pope is not. It's the guy in the background. He's checking out breasts. He's not into the Pope. He's a sinner.
He is a sinner.
What is your problem, sir? We've got one hell of a Pope.
He is a great Pope.
How do you approach something like that, the new Pope? And
sure.
If the challenge is, because I'm looking for my Pope joke and there isn't one.
I tried to.
Okay. Here we go.
Welcome to Colorado.
Man, they're smoking ice
It's
cream
a
now.
smoke cone. I love
It's a
that.
smoke cone.
It's an edible. It's a smoke cone.
It's Mile High City right there.
I don't.
Oh, that's adorable. It's a photo of a cloud, and she held an ice cream cone.
We should be pushing out pretty well.
How long does it take you to get a photo, Chuck?
Not sure.
Well, I see where people are arguing in the chat room. That's adorable.
They're arguing?
In
There
the
we go.
chat room, we're going to try to get a
I'm not sure what they're doing, but they are definitely talking. What is that?
I can't see that far.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can bring it over.
I'm not sure, but this is a teachable moment.
Let's see.
I love that. Now you have the
Let's go through it. Let's see what they said. Let's go.
chat people. I want to know, did you
can't
think
hear
you were a
shit.
little...
What's the use of a live show if you can't hear them talking? I'm going to do a lip reading version since there's no audio. So
love
Abby, you're at a table with beverages. What's that like? Actually, one
love
still it tastes terrible.
So I wonder why they can't hear us.
That's my mom. Hi. Not too cool. This sucks for Ab.
You're upset with our show.
People
my
are watching
God.
her and can't watch
Hear
it.
it.
Oh.
God, I feel like crap.
Folks, have you ever tried?
No, I feel like crap here. Why can't?
Oh, it's somebody said something about me, and now to my son, and now
Oh man, this should be a teachable moment.
and now my ex-husband is on there.
Oh my God, your husband?
My ex-husband.
Oh my Lord.
It's okay, we get along, we're good friends.
This is crazy. Hold on.
Welcome to the Eugene Maury Show.
No lie. Wow, we're gonna get ratings.
With no audio, apparently.
We still have no audio?
Well, that's the feedback from the audio from the chat is that we've had no audio for a while.
Well, we should have audio.
But Maria was saying she had audio.
Hold on. It might be me and my dumb ass. Hold on just a second.
Folks, we're brand new.
Yeah.
And we try.
Stop.
And Abby's done a great job talking to us.
She has.
And if you could lip read, you'd be laughing.
And there is recording of this. We are recording this, and it's going into the computer, so I know there's sound going into the computer.
Okay. So the people who said this is terrible for Abby, we have you to earn back as a customer, don't we?
Wow.
Aw, thanks, guys.
Is this a terrible moment for you?
No, not at all.
Is it teachable?
Totally teachable, because you know what? This is the business side of the show business.
We're going to learn how to broadcast the sound.
No, but you know what? You never know what's going to happen, so the show's got to keep rolling.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
We have
You have no idea.
Okay, so they're still not chatting about. I'm not sure. I'm going to go call my wife and see if they can hear us yet. So.
Do you have to go call her? Call her from here.
Okay, let me just call her.
Yeah, there's no.
So they can't hear us at all? Should we do like note cards? Like.
All right, let's move the kid off the screen and go to the
let's
next
come back
kid.
to us. All right, cool.
Or us.
Hold on, let me get
us. So we could, the folks at home can see Abby.
And
watch how she's doing such a good job. Oh, look how it makes love. Right where there, a little heart, right where they kiss. That's Llama Love.
Llama Love.
Oh my girl. All right, and I'm going to put y'all back on camera.
I just keep thinking this is terrible for Abby.
Oh,
it's not.
That hurt my heart. That made me feel bad.
I sank to the ground when I read that. Okay, well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to bring you back once we figure out what we're doing.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
Well, folks.
Hey, can you hear us?
No, we said we were going to learn today.
Should Chuck and I thumb wrestle?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, refresh your screen.
I'm like a professional.
You're really good at this.
Yeah.
You know, just highlight the up top and then hit enter. You know,
We're getting lessons on how to refresh your screen, folks. Folks, if you can't hit screen refresh.
My wife. Okay.
Do we know sign?
I know, I'm like.
Hey, let's sign like a South African sign language guy. Everybody.
This is so horrible.
We are the world.
Oh, no. She knows some of them.
Okay. Hey,
folks.
We have sound. My wife says
we have sound. Yay!
Hey, okay.
Maria, we're so glad.
So, tell Abby's friends we are so
stop
sorry.
fighting.
Oh my God. Now, where's your? Let me see.
Let's get the chat room back.
Yeah, what
and anybody talking crap to my kid. What?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
What just happened?
Bring this on, people.
Why would
I don't get angry. I get stabby.
Piece of us, huh?
I looked over and saw "So don't be one then," and I was like, something is going on in the chat room.
Thanks,
let's
guys.
refresh. Oh God.
We're good. We can hear you.
Okay, now that's the delay. So don't be startled by your delay.
Oh man, this should be a teachable moment.
Yeah, folks. So all right. So that's where we are.
We've been with Abby Alt, and whether you've been hearing us or not is in question.
We recorded it, so we're gonna put it up.
Those of you watching in the post broadcast, what you've
I
guess have seen is how our show collapsed and is now, I think, probably back up. This is a lot like an open mic set.
This is.
This is like when
this is exactly how the open mic set.
Your
You just try stuff.
chunk just doesn't work.
All right, so I'm assuming that we're on and the chat, nothing's happening. Okay.
It's working.
Wait.
And we got a guest typing. What we want to know, Abby, next is if you had 20 minutes, the 20 minutes you want to write as a feature act, or no, you said your goal was 10 minutes next.
Well, I just
do you
filled
have what would be your ideal 10?
Like of subject or
Sure,
like?
yeah. If that's what
I
that
pretty
brings to
much
you.
like what I do, what I like to do comedy on is what happens in real life. Like moms can relate to me, husbands can relate to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Well, the fish
different
tank story is relatable to
parenting
everybody.
stories. Like that's the thing is I stay away from, I don't really do religion.
Okay.
I don't really talk politics too much. I just kind of try to find what is going to make me relatable to the audience.
Sure.
And how do I, because in all honesty, the thing about it is that you're trying to build a fan base. Mm-hmm. So you want them to like you and you want them to keep wanting to come back and see you. So that's really important to me.
The open mics where amateurs really get, you know, sometimes even extra time to be able to tell jokes, more time than you can on a club show or something. Those can be loaded with 20-year-olds, you know, 22-year-olds drinking cheap beer. You could have, maybe, I don't know what you do, maybe you could afford their whole
We
tab.
performed together, actually, you and I did, at the Beer Garden with Sam Talent and Hippie Man.
Okay, I recall.
Yeah, and so it's
So that's,
you know,
that's a showroom where you would think there's going to be a lot more college students, but it's up in Boulder and it's getting
it was
a group of
great
people
room.
who would really relate to like jokes about being a mom or dad. I wonder when you get to a room where it's, you know, kids in skinny jeans and the cool thing is to be in into stuff that nobody else is into. What do you do? How do you adapt or talk to that room?
Well, you know, I think the I do a lot of, sorry kids, but I do a lot of sex jokes. I do a lot of which are always funny jokes. You know, one of my favorite things that I'm working on right now is like parenting styles, and I'm lushy all the time. I do a flask joke, a field trip with a flask joke.
Oh, okay.
And people, I think it translates well. There's a particular joke that I do that gets a really big response from younger people, especially women and guys, because I kind of play both sides. I didn't do it here on Saturday because
You backed off?
it didn't hit as well as I'd like to the last time I performed here.
Okay, I gotcha.
And so it's that learning. I'm still I haven't even found my voice.
How are
as
you
a
starting to
comedian.
promote yourself?
I'm on Facebook. I have a fan page. I have business.
good.
I have business cards I hand out. You know, I'm really good with talking to people. I enjoy talking to people after, you know, the show and finding out what they liked about it. I am horrible about open mics, and I actually need to be much better about it.
Okay. What's keeping you? What's keeping you from the open mics?
I've been time, kids, mom, wife. It's just I need to be better. I actually have a goal for myself right now to hit at least one open mic a week. I really got lucky.
Does your family understand
My husband
what's going on there?
is hugely supportive. I actually
Does he have something comparable in his life? Like when you go do stand-up time, is he like, oh great,
I met
get
your
to clean
husband.
my
Yeah,
gums?
you've met
Yeah,
Chase, yes. He
Cool guy.
He's a great guy. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm
Okay.
home with the kids all the time.
So he gets to be home with the kids.
This is like a trade-off, and this is like my time. This is
I
my
guess
thing.
I'm trying to find out, is he happy when you go out the door to go
Oh
do
yeah,
stand-up
like he's
and-
totally like supportive of me. He comes to my shows when he can. He goes over material with me. He always gives me really constructive criticism.
Oh, good,
You know,
good.
when it's not always, oh my God, you did great. It's, you need to work more on this, or this joke didn't do this. I think you need to change it up like this.
Sure.
And I could tell you were nervous about that. And so he really is my toughest critic other than myself.
Really?
And I appreciate that
Okay.
because I want him to be real with
Now,
me.
can you do material about him?
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
Do you ever get
And-
that? Sometimes, well, I hadn't dated in a while, but sometimes when girls would say, "Okay, this can't go in your act," you know.
He does,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, he doesn't ever. I mean, The only jokes that I do about him are in regards to like our marriage, and our marriage is really sacred to me, so there's certain things that are off limits.
I got you.
You know, like just like there's certain things about my own children that are off limits, because my family is really important to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has no problem with you know, me making a joke about, you know, our sex life or, you know, anything like that.
If someone said to you, I need for you to do every minute you can clean, how much time could you do?
I'm actually working on this right now, and I have to be really honest with you. I just got asked if I could do a 10-minute clean set.
Okay.
And my response was, "F yeah, I can." And then I was like, "Oh,
it always is."
Oh,
and everybody's response is that.
Yeah, and I'll try really hard. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is I just can't stress writing enough, because I think that is where, for me personally, I mean, look, I've been doing this 8 months. I haven't even found out my comedy voice. I haven't even found out who I am yet.
Sure.
And I hope that comes. The only way that you can be real with yourself is, and that's going to come through, is by consistent writing.
Right.
And I think I made a mistake early on that I think a lot of young comedians make, is I came out trying to be really dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big
Cursing a lot, you know, talking, because I was like, here's this girl who doesn't look like she's going to get on stage and have a mouth like a trucker. That was a big mistake, and I've actually, the more I'm doing it, the more showcases I'm doing, the more shows I'm doing, I'm learning that I don't necessarily want to be quite as shocking.
Yeah, you haven't said a single thing yet to me today that makes me go, I want her to shock me or anything. You're very eloquent.
Thank you.
So my wife loved your joke. She quoted you at home.
To hear you curse gratuitously, I'd be like, that's not really her. I'd rather hear the shock of a
real life
of a fish, a 3-year-old dealing with the death of their fish.
It was pretty traumatic.
There's enough trauma and shock in that already. To get jokes out of it and then relieve when the crowd goes, oh, little 3-year-old losing their fish.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's the fun of stand-up, is taking something like, come on, 3-year-olds, we all lose fish. So.
But how do you make that funny?
And
it's that. And that's what I'm starting to kind of realize more and more is I don't need to. I think that's a very common mistake when you first start. Is, you know, I'm going to curse. I'm going to go after all of these things, and I'm learning more and more as I go that I don't.
Have you ever done a show where the sound is not on for half of it?
I've had a few mic issues.
Yes, you have.
I have.
How'd I do? I was just trying to dig in one more,
Thank you.
you know, on behalf of the chat crowd. How's the chat crowd doing
now? Are they
now?
fighting? Is everybody calm now?
They hate the fact that
what do they hate?
They couldn't hear
me. Or
no, not at all.
Or now that you can hear, what are you grumpy about?
I don't know. I think that they have nothing to be grumpy about now. But
I see a flash that says a new chat message.
Do you?
Yeah,
Where?
up on the monitor 2.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
We're gonna see what you have to say, little audience.
It just says that. Like, now I can hear. The show goes on. We're good. Can hear you now. Only that she should not be heard.
Only that she could not be heard.
Oh, that's it should be. All right, public education.
So people in the comment room seem to be happier.
Yes.
Yay.
We're very glad you're here.
Hey, thank you so much, people.
For those of you who couldn't hear us and patiently sat through Abby, you'll be able to download this.
Yeah.
And what we hope is hear all the audio.
Yeah.
And we will take your constructive feedback.
Yeah.
We were going to have Abby on again anyway.
Right. She was going to rotating. We're going to do this a lot. We want to.
The way the show works is next time you come through, we're going to want to talk more about your 10-minute set and are you achieving it?
Right.
Are you achieving it? So that's why I want to get to some goals or what.
And your Facebook page. And
I have a Facebook page. I have, and I'm really diligent about. I don't want to overwhelm people. I just post my shows.
Sure.
That. You know, I'm doing, and I've actually been really, really lucky. I've done some really great shows. I mean, since starting, and I've had the privilege of working with a lot of great comedians that I still, when when I found out I was on the show with Hippie Man, I had seen Hippie Man 7 years ago when Josh Blue came to the Paramount for his homecoming show.
Yeah.
And so when Brent asked me to be on the show, I was like, yeah, who's on the show? I'll promote it. And then he said Hippie Man. I like literally jumped. I told Hippie Man this. I like jumped up and down. Like my husband and I like popped a bottle of champagne, and I was like, whoa, like who'd have ever knew? Like
really good.
That was really exciting for me, because that to me was. It was like a privilege, and you and Sam Talent, and you know, I mean, Kevin Fitzgerald I've performed with.
My third show I was on with a guy who I saw at Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston. You know, sold out room, and he just crushed it. And there's nothing like meeting those people. Their names can be obscure, you know, but to you, you're like, man, I saw them one night. They really.
And it was my first time in Boulder. I was terrified of Boulder. I have to be really honest with you.
Oh, sure.
I was scared. And
you did great.
It was, and then when Brent was like, "Are you here for a little while? You staying for a little while?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm in Boulder. we're here." And then when he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna put you on after Hippie Man and before," I like almost threw up, because I was like, "I'm gonna bomb, and it's gonna happen after this, and so it's gonna be even more of a bomb." And then you know what I just said? Get up and show them what you're made of.
How'd your set go?
I think it went well. There was definitely there's always room for improvement. There's like those sets. I did a show on Friday night at the Voodoo that I got off and was like, yeah, you know.
What do you think a promoter wants out of a set after you follow Hippie Man and they put a brand new person there? You know, do you think it went well enough to the promoter, producer?
He rebooked me.
Nice.
So I mean,
I'm trying to help you find the.
I think
there aren't a lot. Nobody sends you a report.
No, it's not. But I think that
you have to find the
and I think for that
the victories and
it's getting rebooked for me.
Yeah,
it's getting rebooked again at the same location, because I think that's the biggest compliment, is they want you to come back.
Right. Yeah, I remember the show. I can't remember a minute of your set, and that's probably the best sign ever. I would have known like hell if you screwed up right after Hippie Man.
I would rather have people not remember me than remember I did bad. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's I watch a lot of stand up, and I run a lot of shows, and I'm okay with looking someone in the eye and going, "This is exactly what I thought of your set. I didn't hear it." And, you know, I could have been trying to solve 10 different production problems. So, if I didn't.
Hold on, Chuck. Thank you.
Oh, is it your show?
Yeah, I'm in it.
Oh, okay.
So, if you, let's say, had to give some advice to someone just now starting, what would your advice be? I mean, here you are 8 months into it.
My advice would be to stay humble.
Do you hear that, Chuck?
Right.
Do you hear that, Eugene?
Yeah.
But be respectful, and also approach this as a business. This is a business if you really think about it.
Oh, you suck.
It's a business. You know, you have one chance to make a good first impression.
Right. And I screwed up yours for half the show, so. But we're gonna bring you back.
But you know, I mean, and
that sounds poignant. Yeah. Thank you.
And the thing about it is to show up when you're expected to show up. Do the best job you can. Be respectful, and not give up. But you have to hustle it. And there's a lot of great competition in Denver. It's hugely competitive.
Yeah.
And so just keep trucking along.
I like that. I always tell all the new comics that what you really want to do is minimize as many negatives or no as possible. You know, I mean, like, can she work clean? Yes. You don't want to, can she do 20? Yes. Could she work with this girl? Yes. Could she work with that guy? Yes. You know, these are all the yeses. And a lot of comics right now starting out have a whole lot of no's.
Yeah. It sounds like you're a team player.
You get real deep into that list, 2 things in that list and they're gone. But yeah.
And I think the other thing is to not oversell yourself. That's the thing that I see as a lot of.
That's a hard thing to do in this business.
If you were to say, Abby, can you headline tomorrow? I'd say, no, I can't.
Sure.
Because that's the thing is, I don't want to oversell myself, because I feel like what people don't understand is once you get out there and you do that, you can't take that back.
Right.
It's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if you naturally grow and progress and it happens that way, then it happens at the rate it's supposed to, and then your name grows with that.
Right.
You know? Wow. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is realizing what I'm capable of and continuing to try harder and not giving up.
I know you're capable of being funny. I mean, that's
Thank you.
the reason that the
Thank
reason that we
you.
brought you on is that
I love working with you,
The
Eugene.
both times that we have worked together, you have destroyed.
Oh, thank
and
you.
I saw you when we did the thing at Matt Needs.
At the Art of Chaos.
What was Broadway?
The Broadway's Tavern.
Broadway Tavern. And they have a thing where they have they give you a topic, and you just have to go up and wing it on a topic, right?
Yeah.
And the other comic is in the back room, and they're going to do a thing on the same
You can't
topic.
hear anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I'm 25 years in business, and I can't tell you how many times I've had to do that. But I saw you, and it was your first
It was
time
my
ever
first
had
time
to
ever doing it.
and you destroyed it.
Thank
and
you.
you destroyed it, and
Thank
you were scared to death.
I was so scared. I was shaking.
That's the thing.
Sure.
I will never forget my topic. It was jaywalking.
It was jaywalking, right?
Oh, wow.
And I had 3 minutes and it was like racking my brain of like, where do I go with this? Where do I go? And then I just kind of was like, doesn't matter, just have fun.
Exactly. Once you clicked into that, and
we had so much
I saw
fun.
it happen. It was really
We
good.
had a great time.
That was very impressive.
That's
to
a
me.
great show. I think a lot of, especially younger, like starting out comedians should do things like that.
It makes you work your chops. That's for sure.
Because I think anybody can get up and tell your act, but if you have to think outside of the box, then that's a really good thing to learn because you never know if you're going to have to switch it up.
Right.
You know, Gary Washington always tells me, if the waiter drops a tray of glasses, as a stand-up, you can't ignore that. You have to be able to say something about that.
And it can't be put that anywhere.
Nope. You know, so it's that actually changed kind of my thought process and my comfort level a little bit. It made me think outside of the box.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that show.
Let's see what our time is. All right, cool. Continue.
No. Host the last 4 minutes of the show.
That's the last 4 minutes. Where are you from originally?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Told you I've had 6 accents today.
Yes, you have.
I started the show with informative Chuck.
I like that. That was good. I heard that over there.
But
I was like, where did that Chuck come from?
there's a weird New England accent in there that I don't. It's like the University of New Hampshire educated Chuck, which is terrible. And then, the more anger. That's New Hampshire.
So what are you working on? Give us your what's coming up. Face forward. There's your camera.
Okay, I actually have a show on Saturday the 18th at Scooters, and then the 22nd I'm at Blush and Blue.
Oh, great! That's a good show.
I performed there. I had a lot of fun. My sister is going to actually be here from New York, and I'm really excited about that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have an open mic that I'm going to start running coming up soon.
You'll run your own.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's
so
really
I
helpful.
have that.
That's huge.
Where will that be at?
It's going to be at Devon's Pub.
How often is that going to
It's
happen?
going to be once a week. So we're finalizing all the dates. That's going to get started. And then I'm working with Nicole McCormack on a collaboration called The Secret Cervix.
I love that.
Yeah, it's going to just be, we're going to do everything you didn't want to know about marriage, sex, and babies.
There's such an amazing comedy scene happening.
So
in this
it's,
town.
it's exciting.
It's really, really exciting.
We did that Denver Divas together with Jody Champion, Danielle Prado, Kat Winston, Nicole McCormack, Terry Barton Craig, and it was so awesome to
Great
see.
comedy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Great
just
local comics, and you could go down this town. You could go down a list of there's so much comedy.
And I love it that it's alive and well.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so fantastic.
Right on. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you guys for
being our
having me.
guest.
I appreciate it.
Oh, Abby, you were terrific. Thanks for
You
helping.
can't tell
you.
you're our first.
Oh, I love it. Yay! I feel like I need a huge shirt show or something.
Yeah.
We'll have to work on that.
Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning
For
in.
sure. Oh, there we go. You're a discount.
Okay.
Thank you to your family and everybody who tuned in.
We'll see you guys later.
Alrighty. So we're going to go. Take care.
Thank you.
That's huge.
Support Abby's open mic.
Yes, please. Bye.
Bye.
All right, watch me lean over here.
That's Eugene leaning over. We do credits.
And I don't have credits yet, but
They're
we're gonna
coming.
turn
They're
off.
And then
You need a note card.